turnout, I don't know what the final turnout is, but certainly in the stations we were in, it was quite low at the different points in the day. Now, I can't directly compare what a turnout in Bangladesh would be, because your type of election is different and your hours of voting are different. My experience in a UK election, which is the one I can give direct comparison to, is we would expect, we have a different set of hours. We have 7 in the morning till 10 at night. We would get a small to medium queue early morning, and then it would die off back of 8, half 8, 9 o'clock, and it would be quite quiet until about 4 in the afternoon onwards, until through the evening towards the end of the night. So our system is over a longer period, so it's difficult to directly compare. But the turnout was definitely low in the areas. We were in a more hotly contested area, and the turnout was obviously better in that area. So there's different dynamics at play, I think, in the different constituencies we visited.
Voting time was from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. During the visit, the OIC delegation witnessed the opening of polling stations, the citizens' exercise of their voting rights. Opening of polling stations, OIC observers noted that the polling station visited opening their doors on the time decided by the election authorities. Polling station personnel, the OIC delegation noted that the election personnel and the polling stations have the required competence to carry out their work. Election material, equipment, and material were provided in all polling stations visited.
I will ask your indulgence for any impressions that you want to have to ask, not only for me but for the other teams, because we have been in several different areas of Bangladesh. What can I tell you? I would like to say, perhaps starting for what really impressed me less well, what really struck me the most was that you are still facing violence. Today, fortunately, I haven't seen nothing. I have not seen reports, but what we have seen the 2 days before, in the train set on fire, the polling stations, and other acts of violence. This is really something that saddens me very much, since I think democracy and the vote of the ballot is really a tremendous gift that we have, and we should not spoil it by trying to sort out issues by violence. I'm very sad that this is what's still happening. And of course, secondly, I'm also sad that there was no consensus with major political opposition parties that could allow a full participation. Of course, this is really something that is not what I would like to celebrate here. But otherwise, let me tell you, I felt the day as a day of celebration. Some of the scenes I lived today were absolutely magic. The unfolding of the carpet in a floor to put the votes, and to have a dozen or 15 men and women going and picking and choosing in a process, I have to say, a process that is not ideal. I don't think the ideal doesn't exist. We will certainly tomorrow get together and point out some of the things we think could be better, but fundamentally what I saw is a process that is, better than the one I remember from my country.
Ours as Bangladesh. So when I keep hearing this turnout and numbers game, it's out of context because Bangladesh votes from 8 to 4. And most countries 8 to 6, 7, 8, 9. And in California, they vote a month before they have the election. And then they mail in all these things. So it's so skewed the way, but what I found was very peaceful, fair, and what's the phrase? Free and fair elections. But I'm looking forward to some tough questions from you, because I think that when I saw that the opposition party had withdrawn, and it was like back and forth, where you did it first, then we withdrew, then you withdrew, like a couple of kids, and the country's got to come together for the betterment. But I was also impressed when I learned of the progress that has occurred with the economy, that GDP is per capita is better than India.
We, as observing the election day, focused on the procedural aspect of the parliamentary election. So we haven't got the chance to look at the whole electoral environment since the call for election. So our comments regarding today is only focused on today observation. We visited a number of centers in Dhaka and surrounding areas like Tongi. In all centers visited, we noticed quiet and peaceful environment, not only in the voting center, but also commuting between voting centers, in the streets, in the roads, approaching the center as well. The procedures we observed in the election commission, in the election centers, voting centers, were very simple and very straightforward. It was easy for the voters, I mean citizens, to go there and cast their vote. And I timed the voting time per voter. It ranges between 1 minute 15 seconds to 2 minutes 30 seconds. That depends on age, of course, and gender, and so on and so forth. But this is very good by international standard. Also, we noticed that staff in the polling center are well informed, and not only that, but well trained to deal with the voting process. We noticed also a gender balance in the within polling staff. So there were, a balanced representation of staff in the voting centers, male, female.